Have you ever wondered how to look at a woman you're interested in? Common mistakes when interacting with a woman, what not to do. I'm sure you found yourself in a situation where you looked at a woman trying to flirt, she noticed your gaze, and you didn't exactly know how to react. Right? In this video, you'll learn about the common mistakes men make when looking at or facing a woman, what not to do, and the most appropriate actions to replace these behaviors. I'm sure you've been in a somewhat awkward situation of exchanging glances with a woman. You looked at her, she looked back, but then quickly averted her gaze. You didn't know exactly what it meant or what to do. Nowadays, it's common to hear some men say, "Don't look at women at all," or they'll call it harassment. However, the truth is, you'll only be at risk of having your gaze misinterpreted if you act inappropriately or in the wrong environment. So pay attention now, as I'll share some ways of looking at a woman that you definitely shouldn't do. The first thing you definitely shouldn't do is look at the woman's body. When flirting with a woman you want to get to know or are getting to know, keep the focus from the neck up. If you want to positively grab a woman's attention, especially one who is potentially a valuable partner, it's crucial to look from the neck up. Focus on the eyes, and you can even glance at the mouth, as the area between the eyes and mouth isn't easily distinguishable when you're a bit distant. Avoid looking at the body, even if you find her beautiful with a wonderful physique. This will help avoid possible misunderstandings and show respect. Another wrong way of looking that you shouldn't adopt is the obsessed gaze. Having someone's obsessed gaze fixed on you is disturbing. Imagine entering a subway, and there's someone who won't stop looking at you. Even when you look to the side, up, read a book, or check your phone, they keep watching you. This can be a bit scary, as in today's world, someone staring obsessively can be interpreted as a sign of danger. People, in fact, are afraid of becoming victims of more serious situations. Therefore, avoid keeping your gaze following a woman, regardless of whether you find her beautiful or think she's showing signs of interest. Respect boundaries and avoid behaviors that may cause discomfort. Now you understand that looking at a woman's body is not good, and looking obsessively like a crazy maniac is also not. But how do you get it right? Women, both interested and not interested, and not to say all, let's say the majority of them, will notice when a man is looking at them, and they will avert their gaze. It's a practically automatic behavior. Looking at a man from the first glance and sustaining eye contact is an extremely rare attitude, reserved for very confident women who have experience in flirting, which is rare. Before continuing, I wanted to make a request. If you're in search of valuable insights, practical tips, and an engaging dose of entertainment, this is the right place for you. My channel is dedicated to exploring the intricate paths of relationships, guiding you through a journey full of love discoveries and genuine connections. Here, we believe that healthy relationships are built on mutual understanding, respect, and personal growth. By subscribing, you'll have access to exclusive content covering everything from flirting tips to deep insights into the psychology of relationships. Let's unravel together the mysteries of the heart, providing a unique perspective on love, self-esteem, and building solid partnerships. What to expect? Practical tips to improve your dates and relationships. Deep reflections on self-love and personal development. Inspirational interviews and real stories to motivate you. Fun approaches to break the ice and win hearts. Your subscription makes all the difference, as we're building a community dedicated to learning, growing, and sharing experiences. Click the subscribe button, activate the bell for notifications, and join us on this incredible journey of love and connection. Let's explore together the fascinating universe of relationships. I'm excited to have you on board. Now, pay attention to this detail. There are two ways a woman can avert her gaze when you look at her. The first way is to acknowledge that you looked, meaning, she looks at you and averts her gaze to the side. This sideward aversion tends to be a more evasive posture, a posture of a woman who is not interested. On the other hand, averting downward, when a woman looks downward, tends to be an involuntary gesture resulting from an increase in adrenaline in her body, having become embarrassed. So, she lowers her eyes. Of course, this woman may also look down because she became extremely embarrassed and doesn't know what to do, but most of the time, this downward gaze is embarrassment with interest, and the sideward gaze is disinterest, not wanting to engage with the person in front of her. Knowing this but understanding that this is not the only indicative of interest that a woman can give at a distance. Indicative of interest that a woman can give at a distance. She can also have her feet directed towards you, one of the signs that make up the interest scale. She may be adjusting herself, fiddling with her clothes, having fixed herself up after seeing that you were looking at her, improved her hair. All of these are observable signs. The fact is, if you look at a woman, and you're in the same environment, and you notice that she looks back at you frequently, looks down, and looks again, the best way to know if that look is of genuine curiosity about you is to go talk to that woman. Talking to the woman doesn't mean coming and saying, "Wow, I found you very beautiful, I was looking at you." Nowadays, the best way for you to approach a woman is to start a conversation indirectly, talking about something you observed in the environment, something about her that is easygoing, make an observation. This is a way that establishes a lot of comfort for women. The best way for you to know if that look is indeed a look of curiosity is by talking to the woman. Don't wait too long to do that. I receive messages from men who spend a week looking at a woman in the same environment where they coexist. They spend a week looking, trying to understand what her gaze means, that is, they live in a situation of total fear and insecurity. This is the worst of worlds because it makes you a person who looks obsessively, making the situation weird. For the woman, it's confusing too because she doesn't understand why she's being looked at so much and why the man doesn't come talk to her. At the same time, women don't always manage to give clear and completely explicit signs of interest, like the ones we see in movies, like a little smile and validation. This situation is extremely rare. It's a huge waste of energy and time just to look at a woman. So, if you found a woman beautiful and interesting, don't stare at her body, look at her face and don't spend hours or days staring obsessively without doing anything. If it's a woman who is apparently single, and you find her interesting, it's better to observe for a short period. See if she looks at you and averts her gaze 2 or 3 times, but this is not strictly necessary. The important thing is that you start a conversation as soon as possible. Start a simple conversation about the environment because that's where you'll be able to perceive openness and reciprocity. Thus, you can identify other signs that a woman gives when she's open through conversation. Be attentive to these signs so you don't waste your precious time. Moreover, this attitude demonstrates masculine energy and the posture of a man of value. This was today's video, folks. Leave a like, a strong hug, and goodbye.